I'm Kat.
I'm Haley.
And this is Night Classy, the podcast where two teachers unwind, sip wine, and each teach a lesson we can't teach at school. What are we drinking, Haley?
Truly. We're drinking Truly's, the lemonade version. I have a watermelon. What do you have?
I have a mango, and it is truly delicious.
It is. I might even say it's truly better than White Claw.
I wouldn't go that far, but it is pretty delicious. It's like fucking 1,000,000 degrees outside, so we wanted something like refreshing and fun, and this hits the mark.
Yeah, we needed it. I just checked my school email. We got a heat advisory warning stuff from the school.
From the school?
Yeah.
It's weird how they send that stuff out. My principal used to send like stuff about the weather to us too, and it's like, you'll know we have a weather app, right?
Yeah.
None of us are that's not true. I'm sure some people rely on the superintendent to tell them about a heat advisory, but not I.
Right. You don't really even have to guess mid-summer from there until October what the weather is going to be like in Memphis. It's hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
August and September, you don't go outside.
Oh my God. We were sweating at the fucking pumpkin patch last year. And
true.
that was in October.
And we thought we'd be all cute and wear like fall outfits, and then we were fucking dying.
Yeah, we tried.
There was an attempt. And then we came home and like made a Thanksgiving dinner. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, we did. Oh, that was really cute.
That was so cute.
That was like a How I Met Your Mother moment.
I feel like we live in an early 2000s sitcom. The way like we're three couples and we all live together and we all do things together and have like no other friends.
Our life is a movie. That's so true.
Yeah. We are the main characters of our sitcom.
Definitely.
We just watched some How I Met Your Mother. So who is everyone?
Oh, man.
You're Lily. Or maybe
so?
Kelly's Lily. No, I think you're Lily.
Why?
Because you're like sweet and bubbly and nice.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm Robin because I'm cold and aloof.
Yeah. Claudia.
And I hate to say it, but Alec is Ted.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, Alec.
Ted would definitely be the first one to send a complaint email to, take care of stuff like that.
Yeah. He's the dad figure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Alec likes Ross from Friends. And Alec is much like Ross, and therefore he's much like Ted.
Oh my God. I have seen Friends here and there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a Friends stan. I watched all of it just to see what the hype was about. And I'm medium. I'd give it a 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10.
You've gone further than me. I feel ashamed to say I haven't seen a full season even.
I'm just a big fan of like friend sitcoms. Like I fucking love New Girl, loved How I Met Your Mother, love Gilmore Girls. I guess that's not really like that type of show, but
yeah,
liked Friends. It was okay. Like Seinfeld.
Do I like friend TV shows or do I just like TV?
I think I just like TV.
I think so.
And I like sitcoms. Like the only thing I'll watch on TV typically is sitcoms, murder documentaries, or reality TV.
Yeah, that checks out.
Mm-hmm.
That checks out.
Like things where I don't have to think.
What do I watch? Documentaries for sure. I don't know. They're not sitcoms. I guess we do watch a lot of like...
You watch a lot of dramas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
I can't do dramas.
You watching a drama is you scrolling Instagram.
Because if I actually...
Shots fired.
It's true. Because if
she
I
said
actually...
it, not me.
No, I'm not denying it. If I actually watch it, I get upset. Like I've tried to watch Breaking Bad. I've tried to watch Weeds, tried to watch The Sopranos. I tried to watch Shameless. And I get like 4 episodes in and then I get so fucking stressed out and it becomes not an enjoyable experience because I'm too attached to the characters and then bad things start happening to them and I just want to like run away.
Meanwhile, you watch murder documentaries like, oh my gosh, I knew he was going to do that.
Okay, a murder documentary lasts 90 minutes. You don't really get attached to anyone in it. Whereas a TV show, you get attached to the people because you spend hours watching them and you start to like them and then all this shit happens to them and it sucks.
I get it. I get emotional with both, but especially like documentaries, my empathy is like wee like overload.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Enough.
I don't know what this says about
thrilling conversation of Why we watch what we watch for different reasons.
Yeah.
But it's interesting in the context of the spoiler argument we had, because I was like, you don't feel things when you see, like, hear a story, and you're kind of arguing that you feel it so highly that you can't stand it.
I disassociate. Like I don't let myself get invested because I feel too many emotions and I don't like that.
I was just going to say, I feel like with Kat, I've never seen you watch something serious without looking at your phone. So I can't. And then I feel like you call things boring when I'm like, I don't think you were focusing on it.
Well, let's all gang up on me.
This is your intervention.
No, but like I was just curious when you guys were saying that. I was like, maybe I'm missing something because we've never actually watched something.
Yeah,
I've never.
I haven't like tried to watch something new like that in a while. Like because I just don't want to. Like I know I don't like it. I'm an adult now. I can watch what I want to watch. I don't have to feel like I need to watch this show that everyone likes to be cool.
I have a question though, because I texted everyone about the Dr. Death show, and you were the first girl to scream on the track. You're like, "Oh hell yeah!" And then
I was just excited. I was excited that you invited me to hang out. I wasn't excited to watch the show.
Because I was going to say, I loved the show. She thought it was boring.
What?
Because I had listened to the podcast, so I'm like, I know what happens. I don't care.
But you were also on your phone the whole time.
Yeah, because I just didn't care.
I think that was what I was thinking. Is like what I was trying to get to the bottom is what came first, the chicken or the egg? The program is boring because you're on your phone, or you're on the phone because it's boring to you?
Probably it's boring because I was on my phone. I'll admit it.
Gotcha.
I'm not like hiding. Like Alec is like,
I'm the man who entertained the unentertainable girl. What a confidence boost.
Maybe
and I'm your best friend. Jeez, we must be fucking hilarious or something.
You guys are great. Like I'm exhausted right now because as an introvert, spending the entire week like meeting new people, like we had our first week of work and it was all PD, and much of the PD was like heavily get to know you exercises and team building and culture building, which is like great. Like I understand why that's necessary, and I want to preface this by saying like everyone I work with this year, like everyone's so nice, like don't have a single complaint, but like I'm fucking burnt out after so much socializing. And I was like standing there today, I didn't think I looked like like a resting bitch face or anything, and a teacher came up to me and she's like, "Are you okay? Like you look really upset." And I was like, "No, this is just how I look."
Sometimes just like, you gotta lay that resting bitch face out for everyone to see.
It was really out there. And I think I was also like, I tend to do weird things with my arms. Like I kind of like hold my hands up close to my face because I'm like very socially anxious and I just do that. And I think I looked like I was like having a panic attack. Like I probably looked really fucked up.
Is she tweaking?
Yeah.
Like me at the gym today, freaking out, hungover, trying to work out.
Yeah, you're tired too for other reasons.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Tommy and I went to this birthday party show thing that Craig Brewer threw for his son. He's a Memphis director. And shout out to Graham. Happy birthday, Graham. But there are a bunch of up and coming new rap artists and free drinks for hours, and in the moment I did not feel them. Everything was great, but then everything went downhill, like I said earlier, when I got home and started crying about thinking that I was crazy.
It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, thankfully today I didn't really have to do anything except for just finish up notes for today's episode.
The last time I drunk cried a couple weeks ago.
You did?
Because Alec and I were talking about what if we get married and have a wedding, and I had so much anxiety thinking about having a wedding and like having all that attention for the day that I just started sobbing uncontrollably.
Oh my, you need to elope. Like whatever you do, you need to go to a
That's
beach.
what I want to do. I want courthouse, get out.
Get that ring, get that paper, then leave.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my
But we'll have to
gosh.
come to some sort of a compromise.
Yeah, clearly the introvert.
Alec
and the
is a party
extrovert.
person.
Well, the last thing I said was maybe we can compromise, and you burst into tears. So I was like, I'm not going to bring that up again.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
What is compromise? I don't want to do that.
No. Well, do you have anything else? I fucking don't.
No, I don't. I start school next week. I'm going to be feeling the same way.
Yeah.
My little introverted self. At least I already know everyone at my school.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a lot of meeting new people for me this week, but like it's been good. Everyone's very nice. And my classroom looks on point.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
Your classroom's popping. It is out of this world.
It is out of this world. It's outer space themed.
That's been my joke of the week.
But yeah, my classroom is hot. It's amazing. And hot in a good way, not in a temperature way, because I have a fucking thermostat in my room where I control the temperature in my room.
Fucking deal.
It's a huge fucking deal.
Yeah. Congrats on that.
Right.
My classroom is literally hot temperature wise.
My classroom last year was so cold that like in the dead of summer when it was like 102 degrees outside, I'd be showing up in like a sweater and a coat and wool pants and boots because like I needed it to just sit in my classroom.
Moving on up in the world.
I know. Things
doing big things.
Things are improving. Things are great. And my class sizes in every single class, I have one class of 19 kids and 2 classes of 20.
Oh my gosh. Hallelujah.
And I have a planning period of 90 minutes and a half an hour for lunch.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Is this real?
It's real.
Oh my God.
I'm so happy.
freaking jealous.
I know.
Bitch.
I know. I'm hashtag blessed for sure.
You are. Yeah. You put in your first 2 years, you learn the ropes of teaching, and now the teaching gods,
they have shined on
you.
me. Yes. We'll see how it is once the kids get there, but I'm anticipating a good year.
Me too. All right. You ready?
Time to drink. We breathalyzed. I blew a 0.053.
I blew a 0.015.
So I get to go first, and this one is fucking crazy.
Oh boy.
Let's get into it. So the Olympics are happening, if you didn't know.
Oh, they're big time happening.
They're big time happening, and already they have faced plenty of controversy and made some bad decisions. First of all, we had it postponed for COVID, and then, of course, like the most recent is its poor treatment of Black women, specifically Sha'Carri Richardson and Simone Biles. Bad decisions and negative attention are not new for the Olympics. It has a long and colored history. The Olympic scandals Wikipedia page is miles long.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, like it goes on forever. And I know this because I read every single thing on that Wikipedia page searching for my topic.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I'm sorry. Just keep, I have many questions.
Ask your question.
I'm like, are you just going to give us like the top 10 tea moments?
I am not a list bitch. This is
it's a true.
This is a dive into one of these scandals. I think probably one of the most outrageous, reckless, disastrous, and straight up fucking cursed of all of these scandals.
Yes, I love a good curse.
It's certainly a curse, and that is the 1904 St. Louis Olympic Marathon. Here we fucking go.
I'm like, I have no idea what that means, but okay. I know all the words.
There was a marathon just 1904, and it was bad.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm dying with anticipation. I just can't imagine running a marathon. I think that's really what it is.
Me either.
Are you sure this is real?
I'm sure. And so in 1904, though the first Olympics was held as many as 3,000 years ago, the modern Olympics at this point was still a pretty new concept. The first modern Olympics was held in Athens in 1896. So that was only 8 years before this was happening. And this was the first Olympic Games held in the United States. So being the first Olympics outside of Europe, it was a little different. We know how Americans are.
All too well.
Yes, we are experienced in that regard.
I'm looking at the man in the mirror.
And this is probably like the most America thing that America ever America'd. So
no, I'm so scared.
First of all, it took place in St. Louis, and that's because the World's Fair was also there that year. So it was popping off. They're like, we may as well put the Olympics here too. But this was across the pond. It was far from Europe, far from Asia, far from Africa, like far from the mainland, the old
St.
world,
Louis
if
might
you will.
as well be the middle of the United States. It's far from everything.
Exactly. It's not on a coast. And this was 1904. So like it was hard to get there. It was a long journey. Like roads were shitty. People didn't really have cars.
Yeah.
Like
They're like, just
sucked.
drive until you see a metal upside down U. Was the arch even there yet? Probably not.
no.
That was a stupid question.
Maybe they could imagine it. They had a vision. So
I'm here for the laughs, everybody. You're welcome.
it was a long and expensive trip. And for that reason, only 12 countries participated and most did not send more than a couple of athletes. Canada sent the most, as can be expected. They sent 56. Second was Germany with 22. There was only one French athlete, 2 Swiss athletes, and then 2 Austrian athletes. That was a pretty common trend. People were just sending like 1 or 2 people.
Why was it in St. Louis?
Because the World's Fair was there.
Oh, yeah, you said that.
Duh.
Right.
Get your head in the game.
Why was the World's Fair in St. Louis?
I don't know. That's just where it was.
Kat, this is an informational comedic podcast.
I did not research the World's Fair. I researched the Olympics. And at this Olympics, the United States won 238 medals. The second place country was Germany. Do you want to guess how many they won?
1?
That's pretty close. They won 15.
15? What? Wait, was it?
So we outdid everyone by like 200.
Yeah,
There
they're
were
over
just
200.
no people to compete.
There's nobody there.
Oh my god. And that was the first time participation trophies were given out. It's a growing epidemic.
Pretty much, I think like everyone got a medal because there were like more medals than athletes. Not really. You're looking at me like this is a fact. This is a joke, but like it's what it seems like.
My eyes were telling you I'm like coding everything into my brain. This is a fact. This is a fact.
Your eyes said fact.
Fact.
Bears eat beets. Okay.
Thank you. My brain completely blanked on that. I think I'm running at like half brain capacity.
We both are. It's okay. This is going to be a long road. In this Olympics, tug of war was an Olympic event.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. George I was a German-American gymnast with only 1 leg, and despite having a peg leg, he won 6 medals.
I thought you were going to say 1 eye.
That would have been better.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah,
Okay,
very impressive. Swimming heats were held on an asymmetrical lake.
Swimming heats?
Yeah, like you swim a heat. Like that's like what a race is called.
Oh, I thought you were being dumb.
No.
Like swimming meat.
No. Sprinters ran on a track without lanes.
That's better, in my opinion.
It was
Just like do it like the
they
horses.
were just elbowing each other.
Yeah. Whoever gets pushed off the track.
Right. It's just like roller derby, but for running.
Yes.
Kicking each other. And the games featured a horrifically racist sideshow called Anthropology Days, where various American First Nations tribes, Mbuti tribesmen, and Filipinos danced. They climbed poles and threw mud at each other.
Oh my God. And that's entertainment.
It was like an exhibit.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. The 1904 St. Louis Olympics was described by the head of the International Olympic Committee as, quote, an outrageous charade. And it indeed was. Just when everyone thought it couldn't get any worse, the marathon happened. The race was held in the afternoon in 92-degree heat, and the real fuel heat index was pushing 135 degrees.
I got so distracted with all the other stuff, I forgot about the marathon.
The marathon is the piece de resistance. So at this time, the length of a marathon wasn't really standardized. This marathon was at 24.85 miles, and it was proclaimed to be, quote, the most difficult a human was ever asked to run over.
Yeah, they're like, just, you'll know when you're done when you die. Just run until you die. You should make it 3 or 4 miles.
You don't know how correct you are.
Oh, wow.
So the race took place on dusty, unpaved, highly trafficked roads that are full of people. They did not block off the course. They were just running on the roads. There were people walking around, dogs, traffic, and there were hills. There were 300-foot hills.
Did St. Louis even know that the Olympics were happening in their city?
It sounds like it was just thrown together. I don't think they had a budget.
The head of Olympics is looking at the US. He's like, never
again. Yeah. Perhaps most disastrously, there was a concept at the time called purposeful dehydration. And this was a budding scientific theory that held that dehydration might help athletic performance.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
They thought this because there were studies done where they would weigh the runners after they had run a race, and they found that the winning runners were the ones who had lost the most water weight. So they thought that losing fluids, the less fluids, the better. That makes you faster.
Did they test that before this specific race? Did they test it out?
The Olympics was the test. The marathon was the test.
That's I ran a half marathon one time due to insanity. And I was reading stuff tips for running races. And they're don't change anything the day of the race. Wear a shirt that you've worn a million times. Don't wear new shoes, nothing like that. But they're okay, we're going to have you withhold from drinking water for 12 hours and then run.
Yeah, that's what they did. The game's chief organizer, James Sullivan, ordered that the runners only be allowed 2 water breaks. And it's fucking hot and fucking dusty.
Yeah, this guy is clearly, if he could have been a murderer, he probably would have been.
Yeah, he was a sadist, but he was testing out this cutting edge theory of the time and thought that this was going to prove it. And marathons themselves were a pretty new concept. The first marathon was featured in the 1896 games, which, that was
Really?
only a few years before.
Well, yeah, that's just when people are starting to kind of come out of that survival mode of humanity, I feel when food started to be
Yeah, the Industrial
sparse.
Revolution had kind of been happening, and now we can run for fun. Yeah. But this meant that most of the runners hadn't run a marathon. They were not experienced and they were not prepared. 2 of the runners representing South Africa ran with bare feet. And then there was the Cuban mail carrier, Felix Carjabal de Soto, who showed up at the starting line wearing a dress shirt, slacks, leather Oxford shoes, and a beret.
The beret. I love that.
Gotta top it off.
By mistake? Or did he actually want to compete in that?
He wanted to compete in that. Well, we'll talk about it a little later on.
Just for the job you want.
Felix has quite the story. Right before the race started, a spectator ran up to him and helped him cut his pants into shorts. So at least he had that.
A spectator helped him get his LinkedIn profile going.
Yeah. I'm picturing, what is that guy's name in Reno 911? The officer.
Yeah, the one
not
in the short
Terry.
shorts.
Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah, I just know Thomas Lennon plays the character.
Yeah.
When the race began, it got dangerous really fast. Less than halfway through the course.
Yep. That's fitting.
That's fitting. American William Garcia collapsed. He'd inhaled so much dust that it ripped his stomach lining, causing hemorrhaging.
What?
And he needed emergency surgery. And they say that if it had been an hour later when he collapsed, he would have died.
That's insane. I would have stopped long before that.
Yeah, he was really pushing through. Around this time, more and more men started dropping out due to the heat, dust, and lack of water, including 20-year-old American bricklayer Fred Lortz. Fred gave up around kilometer 14, and his trainer offered to give him a ride back to the stadium to grab his clothes. But on the drive, the car broke down, and they were pretty close, so Fred decided he would just run the rest of the way there along the course of the marathon. And when he got to the stadium, he didn't just go in the back and get his clothes. He ran into the stadium and broke the finish line to the eruption of cheers from the crowd. Fred was rushed to the podium. He took a picture with the president's daughter, Alice Roosevelt. But right before the medal was placed over his head, someone called out and said they had seen him waving from a car, and he was declared a fraud.
I mean, hey, if there was any time to be fraudulent in the Olympics, 1904 was just about the cutoff, I'd say.
He probably could have gotten away with it. Fred claimed that it was like all a joke and he was going to tell the truth, but like people did not like that joke, and he was banned for life by the Amateur Athletic Union, but his suspension was lifted after he apologized, and he went on to win the Boston Marathon. The actual...
Or did he?
He just did the same thing. This time he didn't wave at people from his car.
Yeah. He's like, if I just put on these sunglasses and this beret I stole from one of the other contestants, no one will recognize me.
Got away with it. The actual winner of the Olympic marathon was American Thomas Hicks. Hicks had an early lead, but he started to collapse after about the 10-mile mark. His trainers propped him up and kept him going for a couple more miles, all while Thomas was like crying out and begging for water. They relented a little bit. They sponged his mouth and body down with distilled water heated by a car radiator.
Ew. Oh, what? No.
Yeah, I don't know why it had to be hot, and they didn't let him drink it. They just like sponged him.
It was distilled, so was it like maybe dirty and they had to
I don't think that's what distilled means.
It might have been in the radiator.
Yeah, it could have been like
okay.
like you can put that in as coolant to your car.
Jeez.
Yeah. And this was not enough. Like he continued to collapse. He was trying to give up, trying to lay down on the pavement. So his trainers fed him a mixture to keep him going.
Oh no.
This mixture contained egg whites, brandy, and rat poison or strychnine.
They're like, we don't know what's going to happen to you, but you're either going to throw up, die, or win.
Yeah.
And we're willing to risk it.
It worked. He won.
Or all three.
Yeah, almost all three. Runners at the time believed that alcohol would give them a boost. And at races, champagne was often drunk instead of water.
I mean, I'm much more likely to run for fun when I'm drunk.
That's true. That's true. Maybe it just made it more pleasant. And in small doses, the rat poison acted as a stimulant. So that was enough to kind of keep him standing. But like he kept collapsing, and every time he would do that, his trainers would like give him more of the mixture and just like straight brandy, and they were like propping him up. He managed to get across the finish line, but he was literally being held up by his trainers and just like paddling his legs, and he was severely hallucinating. At the finish line, he thought he still had 20 miles to go. He didn't understand that he had to go get his medal, and he had lost 8 pounds.
8 pounds?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he was in bad shape.
Yeah, he was not looking good. And he completed the race in 3 hours and 38 minutes, which
Whoa.
is
in those conditions.
It's like a good time, but like a typical like winning Olympic marathon time today is about an hour shorter than that.
Oh,
But
yeah,
yeah,
true. Yeah.
still pretty good.
Fastest marathon I've ever run is 3:30.
Yeah.
And that was 2 miles extra than him. So he's like, that was
pretty
fast.
good. Yeah. Fast for like a regular person, but like not fast for an Olympian.
Listen, the Olympics hit different in St. Louis 1904.
True. Out of 32 total contestants, only 14 men managed to finish.
And they're all men. All the contestants are men, right?
Yeah.
In the Olympics. Okay.
Yeah. There was a single women's event at this Olympics. I'm not sure what it was. I assume probably gymnastics. Housekeeping. One of the finishers was Len Tao, who was a Tswana tribeman, and he finished 9th, but he could have done better if he weren't chased over a kilometer off course by a pack of wild dogs.
That's so crazy.
I know.
The A, that happened, and the B, packs of wild dogs were just around.
Running around. Yeah. It was crazy. Back to our friend Felix, who was the one who showed up wearing dress shoes. He managed to finish. He was not sponsored by his country. Instead, he had to raise money to get to the United States to compete. And when he arrived in New Orleans and blew all of the money that he had raised gambling. From New Orleans, he hitchhiked to St. Louis, but didn't have any money for food this whole time because he lost all of it. So by the time he arrived to the race, he hadn't eaten in over 40 hours.
Yeah, the Olympics was the smallest of his problems.
Right. So he's like starving and dehydrated. And so he like went off course a little bit to an orchard and he ate an apple. But the apple was rotten and ended up giving him food poisoning during the race. So he had severe stomach cramps and he decided to like just take a nap on the side of the road and sleep off his sickness before getting up and running the rest of the race. And he fucking finished 4th.
What a man.
What a man.
What a man. And he was the mail delivery person, or was that somebody else?
He was the mail delivery person.
Okay.
Yeah. So he had some stamina.
Right.
He was
He's
used
like
Stamina.
stamina. He was delivering mail in like Havana. Like it's hot there.
stamina and Havana.
Stamina in Havana.
Yeah, he was training for his own position that he held. He's like, gotta get that mail.
He nailed it, man. This is a short lesson.
Mailed it.
He mailed it. After this incredible feat, he was sponsored by the Cuban government to run in the Athens Marathon in 1906, but he never showed up.
Athens, Georgia?
No.
Or Athens, Greece. I was like, they 2 years later let the United States host again. Well, Athens, Georgia is a college town. It's a thing.
That was fair, yeah. I laughed, but that was fair.
This also like wasn't the Olympics. It was just a marathon in Athens.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. They let any sporting event happen in the United States after this shit fuck.
They shouldn't have. And so like he failed to show up and they're like, well, he's probably dead because this was a big opportunity for him. So the Havana newspapers published his obituary, but he was not dead. He showed back up in Havana a year later on a ship from Spain. So he came back.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember that song, The Cat Came Back the Very Next Day?
Yeah.
Dottie, was it? That song like scared the shit out of me as a kid. I don't know why.
Spooky song.
It is spooky.
What happens in that song?
The cat like dies and keeps coming back.
Ooh, that is creepy.
Yeah, super creepy. Anyway, a lot of unsafe stuff happened. People reacted to the lack of safety at the St. Louis Olympic Marathon with outrage. The director, James Sullivan, predicted that the race would likely be banned from future games. He said, quote, "I do not think the marathon will be included in the program, and I am personally opposed to it." But the race did return, just with stricter rules and regulations, though athletes continued to drink champagne and limit their water intake.
I mean, if I would have known that that's what running a marathon was, I may have done it.
I mean, yeah, if you could like stop as many times as you wanted and drink champagne, maybe I'd do it.
It would take me 26 days. I'd do like a mile a day.
That sounds fun. I could get on board with that.
Yeah, a marathon doesn't have to be all in a row with no breaks, right?
Okay, I've run a marathon before. If you like
me
culminated
too.
all of the running that I have done, and put it all together, I'm a marathon runner. I can get one of those stickers for my car. Yeah. But that was the 1904 Olympic Marathon. And because this is a very short lesson, I'm just going to be a list bitch for just a moment. And I have some more crazy Olympic happenings. So the 1900 Paris Summer Olympics featured a shooting competition to see who could shoot the most live pigeons.
Okay, good. Pigeons. Pigeons. Okay.
What did you think it was going to be?
Listen, we just got done with this wild ride of making sure athletes are dehydrated before running. I thought it was going to be one of those, not like Hunger Games, but what was that book where there was a really rich guy and he would like hunt humans?
Oh,
it was Dangerous Game.
Yeah. It was like a short, right?
Yeah.
We all had to read it in high school. Along with the fucking like satire piece about like the British eating Irish babies. What was that?
I don't remember the name of it, but I do recall. Turns out it was based on the 1900s Olympics. Pigeons is a code name.
People were like really upset about this bloodbath, and that's when the clay pigeon was introduced, and that's what we use today.
Wow.
Yeah.
One time I got clay pigeons for a Christmas present from my high school boyfriend who loved to go hunting. And basically, he just got me a bunch of hunting stuff so that we could do something that he loved together.
What the fuck? He wanted you to shoot clay pigeons.
Yeah.
Did you ever do it?
We went out. His family had a huge farm in Indiana. And like, I never actually shot one. I tried.
Yeah.
But like, I can't aim. I'm not into guns.
No. I had a boyfriend like that, and we'd go like out in the woods and shoot shotguns. We really lived a totally separate life than we're living today.
We've grown, evolved, leveled up.
We have leveled up.
Thank God.
Did you ever go hunting with him?
I sat with him while he hunted. Like, it was really peaceful. He'd get up before the sun went up and then go out into a tree stand. And thankfully, I was never there when he shot something.
Yeah, what would you have done? That sounds traumatizing.
I probably would have stopped it, honestly.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to see that. I get upset. Like, I don't go fishing with my dad anymore because I'd get upset when he'd kill the fish.
Oh, yeah. I like fishing, but I would release it always. Like, I wouldn't keep the fish.
Yeah.
I mean, probably never caught anything that's worth keeping anyway. And then when we went deep sea fishing in the Gulf of Mexico, I was just seasick the entire day.
Oof, that's rough.
Yeah, it was really bad.
The 1900 Paris Games must have been wild because there was also an event called poodle clipping. In this event, 128 competitors had to clip the fur of as many poodles as they could in 2 hours. Avril Lafool.
Great granddaddy of Avril Lavigne.
Maybe he was. And actually, I'm not sure that this is a man. I assume it's a man. It was 1900. He won by clipping 17 poodles in 2 hours.
I can't imagine they look good.
I mean, they probably have to look good, right? Because if you're only doing 17 in 2 hours, you probably could have done more if you did a bad job.
Yeah.
Right?
I need pictures. I don't know.
I need pictures. I don't know if they exist, but this
also,
was there.
Do you get the impression that poodles are bitchy? That's the impression I get.
Poodles are really
up.
good dogs. They're really nice.
Oh.
People just don't like them because they're like prissy and like
they seem
people
really
are misogynistic
snooty and mean.
No, they're good dogs. They're really sweet. They're nicer than labs.
Okay. I've literally never interacted with a poodle. So
really?
Yeah, there were 2 big black poodles that our neighbor would walk, but they were like a couple streets down. I didn't know them.
No, they're
had,
good dogs.
Like labradoodles, like the mixtures.
Yeah.
But anyway,
they're decent. Don't hate on poodles. Anyway, this was admittedly only like a test event, meaning it didn't have full Olympic status. And shockingly, it was not adopted as a permanent sporting event.
Well, that's a damn shame.
It is. I would watch that.
How else are these poodles' hairs going to get cut?
Not in the
you
Olympics.
have to have a speed round.
During the 2004 Athens Games, Brazilian runner Vanderlei Cordeiro de Lima was attacked while running a marathon, and his attacker was a self-proclaimed Irish Roman Catholic priest who said he did it to raise awareness for the nearing apocalypse.
Y'all, come get your priest.
Come get your priest. What's with these priests? And he was not a real priest. He was a fake priest. And a crazy man. De Lima.
No kidding.
De Lima managed to finish the race and he won bronze, though he probably would have won gold if he hadn't been attacked. So that was a big bummer.
Oh my gosh, but maybe if he wouldn't have been attacked by a crazy man, he would have been attacked by a wild mongoose. And it would have killed
maybe
him.
everything happens for a reason. Finally, during this one's my favorite, and I feel like a bad person for that, but during the opening ceremony of the 1988 Seoul Games, a flock of doves was released as a symbol of peace and harmony. But sadly, they were released too close to the Olympic flame.
No!
And they were all incinerated on live television.
And everyone had chicken nuggets that night for dinner.
Burnt chicken nuggets. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And no one in the stadium understood what was going on, so everyone was just clapping awkwardly.
No. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, that's my lesson. Sorry it was so short. I've had a week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fucking tired. But I hope you guys liked that.
You did it. That was a marathon of a lesson.
Thank you. My sources are history.com, a Guardian article called Think the Tokyo Olympics Are a Bad Idea, St. Louis 1904 Set the Bar High by Andrew Lawrence, an ABC.net article called Running a Marathon Was Never Crazier or Harder Than During the 1904 Olympics by Jake Sturmer and Rebecca Armitage, and avclub.com, grunge.com, GQ Magazine, thetempest.co, and scienceofrunning.com. And that's my lesson, everybody. Good night. Let's hear a word from our sponsors. Not good night. We still have Haley to go.
BRB.
BRB.
Y'all, I've been feeling rough all day, hungover. I was not expecting to drink as much as I did last night, and I forgot to take my better morning.
You could have felt so much better. I feel bad for you. I took my better morning last week, and I felt really good the day after recording, honestly.
I know. I've seen the light side, and yet today was the dark side.
I was honestly, admittedly skeptical, but it really does make a difference. Better Morning is a blend of natural ingredients that helps you avoid alcohol-related headaches, nausea, and liver toxins. It is a vitamin supplement that you take as a capsule, and it really does result in a better morning.
Not only a better morning, but I would say a better day in general. One of the people on their website, Sid, says, I felt so good. I forgot I drank last night, and that's how I felt last week when we were recording, and I took my better morning, and the day was just beautiful. I did so many things. I didn't have to worry about chugging a bunch of water and like staying away out of the light. It makes for a better morning for sure. So we've hooked you guys up. If you would also like to have a better morning, you can get 30% off with the code NIGHTCLASSY, all one word, the name of this podcast, at trybetterbrand.com. That's trybetterbrand.com, code NIGHTCLASSY, all one word.
Enjoy a better morning.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the break. Let's get into it. Oxytocin is a chemical in our brains, and it has two main feelings that make you feel a certain type of way. The first one is hungry, and the second one is fuzzy. And when I say hungry, it means that you're hungry for attachment, because oxytocin is a social chemical. It makes you want to be social. And when you're hungry for attachment, you're actively seeking attachment. It means that it feels good to have relationships and to take care of things. The fuzzy side of oxytocin is literally fuzzy. It's like if you're looking for your glasses, but you don't have your glasses on, so everything's fuzzy, and you can kind of like make out the shapes of things, but anything could be your glasses, depending on how bad your eyes are. So when you're seeking attachment, sometimes your targets aren't always chosen precisely. And this is the perfect oxytocin storm for anyone to become obsessed with their pet.
Oh, God.
Research published in the Journal of Contemporary Ethnography shows people with dogs are judged to be more trustworthy, and that's just because dogs take a lot of time and effort and patience. So if you have a healthy dog, then people are like, oh, you can take care of a dog, you must be a pretty good human being.
Yeah, you must be not an evil person.
Yeah.
Because you're taking care of something.
I feel like a dog is a great icebreaker. People are always going to come up to pet the dog, and then they feel comfortable talking to you.
Oh, I know. If I knew how much attention walking a dog would get me, I would not have gotten a dog.
Do you remember when you had Ghost on the leash in the yard? What did the guy walking by say?
He was like,
a cat on a leash.
A cat on a leash. I was sunbathing in our front yard, and Ghost always wants to go outside, so I have a leash for him. Now he kind of is free range when I'm watching him, but this old crotchety guy was just walking by, and he looked at me and goes, a cat on a leash. And I was like, yeah. And then he just kept walking.
That's what you should put on your gravestone. On a leash.
I take him to the vet on his leash sometimes, and everyone there is always very impressed.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
Safety feels like he's under attack when he's on the leash. He just freezes.
Ghost does not mind it. He was a dog in his past life.
Oh, for sure. He was a human in a past
that's
life.
true. I think
He's
that's more
lived
accurate.
Many lives,
Yeah.
that one.
He's on his ninth.
I don't know what he did to get bumped down to cat, but oh, anyway, yeah. So we are definitely obsessed with our pets, I would say. And you recently got Georgia. Dog owners typically do have more oxytocin levels than non-dog owners, and this is because oxytocin is released in the brain when we're shown trust by another person or thing. So when the dog is like, you fed me, or like, I trust you to cut my toenails. My cats do not trust me to do that, but they show that they trust us every day. And that just makes our brains be like, oh my God, yay, we're friends. And oxytocin reduces stress levels and makes us more inclined to reach out to other people. A 2004 study by the American Animal Hospital Association reported that 94% of United States pet owners believe that their pets have human traits, and they even see them as more human members in the family.
I would agree with that.
Me too. Yeah, they're talking about like putting stockings up for your pet, and like we always had stockings on the mantle for our dogs.
Yeah,
and,
same.
I mean, we talk to them like they're humans even too.
Yeah.
So it should come as no surprise that last year in 2020, pet owners spent more than $99 billion on all things pets related in the United States. For comparison, I know that's just a random number to you, but this record breaks year after year after year. And just in, I think it was like 2010, the total is like $64 billion. So it is like steadily going up. People are spending more and more on their pets. Now, in 1994, about 15% of Americans reported experiencing anxiety in their day-to-day lives. In 2009, that number rose to 49%. So yeah, life was, getting kind of crazy.
Tough in 2009.
2009 was pretty bad. Last year, that number skyrocketed to 62% of Americans experiencing anxiety, which comes as no surprise.
Yeah, and like I feel like people now just like know more like what anxiety is. So, I mean, if you have a name for something, you're more likely to claim you have it.
We're getting closer to that true picture of, oh, this is what anxiety is. This is how often I experience it.
Right.
Yeah. Rather than just being like, why do I want to throw up today?
Yeah. Or seeing it as a weakness. Like, I don't want to admit that I have anxiety,
Yeah.
It's becoming more accepted.
Definitely. You don't have to fear, though. Oxytocin is here if you have a pet anyway. Interacting with our pets, even just looking at them and making eye contact gives our brains a boost of oxytocin. And our brain's like, oh, fuck yeah. And our pets have that same reaction in their brains too.
Aww.
I know.
Aww.
So I was like, man, for all the times like Safety meows at me like crazy, he just wants me to look at him.
It's so sad.
I know,
I
it breaks
never
my
feel like I'm
heart.
doing enough.
All you have to do is look at them, unless they really want cuddles. Cuddle them when they want it, of course. But cats are so finicky.
Yeah, my
Little
cats
bitches.
don't want cuddles. Sometimes they do. Ghost just always wants me to come to him. He never initiates a cuddle.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to ask for help for what he needs.
He sits there on the floor and screams until you touch him. But he never like comes up to you.
Yeah, so weird.
Yeah.
Ghost, if you gotta know what's good for you.
He's a weird little boy.
91% of pet owners consider their pet a member of the family, like I said before, and 81% of those people say that their pets are equal members of the family.
Equal?
Equal. Yeah.
I love my pets, but
I'm not trying to make you food for dinner every night. Like I'm not that bougie bitch.
Yeah.
No, not so much. But I do consider the pets a member of our family. Like literally when we had to fill out this like meet the teacher page for going back to school, it had a spot for you and your family. And I panicked. I was like, oh my God, I don't have a spot. Like I don't have a picture of me and Tommy and the cats all together.
That's true. We don't have a family photo either.
Yeah, we should take some family photos.
We should. Yeah.
But there's definitely a slide on my Meet the Teacher PowerPoint that has all the pets.
You have to.
Yeah.
They're such a huge part of our lives.
I know.
Is your podcast producer on there?
My what? You?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on there. I put that picture.
She's like,
You?
you know about it?
You know about my other podcast producer?
I thought you were, I don't know what I thought you were
Like
asking.
you looked like
but
you saw a ghost cat.
yes, you're on there. And my middle school children are always shocked when they find out that I'm not married, and B, I don't have kids. That's a shocking revelation. So
Oh my gosh.
the slide with my podcast producer and my pets is bound to ruffle some feathers.
Alec is mad because you have another podcast producer. I'm mad because you have another podcast. We're all mad. Yeah, my preschoolers, it's a mixed bag because I've definitely had preschoolers be like, what do you want to be when you grow up? But then I've had other ones be like, how many kids do you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, preschool's wild. Okay, a trend we have seen is that people are popping out less human babies because fuck them kids, and pets fill that natural need and want to take care of something.
They do. That's why we have Georgia. Because Alex said, my parental instincts are coming in. I need this. And it was
Right.
Georgia or a child.
He
so
started
I chose
lactating.
Georgia.
Yeah, I was getting some serious oxytocin hits, and I was like, I'm addicted.
Yeah, and you should be set for a little while. 78% of animal owners think of their animals as children, and they themselves are pet parents, not owners. So pets hold a much higher status now than they ever have, and they provide such emotional support to their quote unquote parents that I urge everyone listening right now to ask not what your pet can do for you. Ask what you can do for your pet. We're going to learn about some of the most bougie ways pets can and have been spoiled and pampered.
Yay. This is fun. Haley last night was like sitting there doing her research and like just chuckling to herself. I'm excited to hear it.
You'll see. Okay, I'm going to start by saying there are basic ways to pamper your pet that are all well and good, but I just picked a few really crazy over the top things. So the basic bitch pampering is like, taking your dog to a doggy spa. Even that's a little over the top, but it felt kind of boring to talk about and elaborate on.
And I feel like dogs don't want that.
Yeah, that's
They don't like getting wet. They don't like being up on a table and having strangers touching them.
it's an Instagram post
Yeah.
to have your dog dyed hair and cut and looking all yeah. There's also apparently a dog wedding chapel. I went to the link and it was like a 404 error, but apparently that did exist. I tried to hunt it down, but every time I searched dog wedding, it was all just human weddings, which is so boring.
My grandma has a picture in her house where she had these two pugs and she dressed them up as a bride and groom and did a little photo shoot.
That's literally what I did with my little brother and our neighbor. I dressed them up and made them get married.
It's fun. We're already discussing like what we're going to dress the animals up as for Halloween.
Yeah, we have all those little sombreros that never
Yeah.
got used. Yeah, the
We
possibilities
have a
are
bunch
endless.
of my dad sent a bunch of costumes last year for the cats, but I think they grew out of them.
We'll just do a ton of pictures with the baby.
Oh,
Just outfit change. Okay, so those are basic ways, but let's get on to the more extravagant ways to pamper your pet. You can obviously show your pet how much you love them with material items, because what other way is there to show love? One of these things being crystal collars with matching leads. Those cost on average $300. They can really feel the love through the jewelry. But if the crystal collar doesn't cut it for your pet, you can go straight to the diamonds. Dogs are a man's best friend. Dogs are a man's best friend.
Dogs are a man's best friend.
Oh, like I said, I'm just running on fumes.
Yeah, you guys,
here.
I'm sorry if this episode feels slow or delirious. We are tired.
We are both.
We're
slow
dying.
and delirious.
Yeah, we may as well be like taking strychnine and brandy because we are hallucinating.
Yeah, I think I need another injection of the strychnine right about now. I need to be stimulated. Okay, dogs are a man's best friend and diamonds are a girl's best friend. So using the transitive property, if you really love your dog, you'll buy the I Love Dogs 52 karat diamond dog collar for $1.8 million. There's a picture of it right behind you. That's the first one. It just
Whoa.
It's really pretty.
It is really pretty.
It looks like just
I would
3
wear
earrings.
that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it's like 3 like diamond chandelier earrings on like a diamond chain. I'd buy it. If I had $1.8 million to blow, I'd buy that.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, why not donate to charity when you could buy a diamond dog collar?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I picture it like on a Yorkie. How big is it?
That's a good question. I don't know. It looks pretty small from
Yeah.
here, and that looks like just the front, like, decor. I don't know. I just know that it
Has
costs
anyone
almost
bought
$2
it?
million. That's a good question. I'm sure they have. There was a whole like website full of dog jewelry like that. Some other expensive pet accessories are custom and luxury beds. A lot of them include heating pads. They average $1,500. But there's also a 22 karat gold thread pet mattress.
What's a gold thread mattress?
You can go to the next picture. It's a
thought you were
mattress.
shushing me.
It's a mattress you can see. It looks like it's just made of gold material. I think like the thread is like gold infused or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, I was on board with the dog collar, but that's stupid.
Right. That's a lot.
You
And
don't need gold thread.
And what percentage of dogs actually use their dog beds? Like, I know Georgia does, right?
Some dogs like their dog, but like all my dogs have liked their beds. But like, listen, this is the best dog bed. You take an old mattress pad, like memory foam that you're not using anymore, cut it into pieces, and then cover it in fabric. That's the best dog bed. And guess what? It's pretty much free.
That's so smart. I literally have a mattress pad, and I could try that for Safety and the baby. They probably won't use it, but
We should just make a bunch of pet beds.
we should just make our whole house a bed.
We should buy
Bed house.
Bed house. Oh my God. We just buy a bunch of foam mattress toppers and cover every surface in them.
Oh my gosh.
No, we can
Insane
take-
asylum.
We can take all the furniture out of our living room and just pad the entire floor and the walls in foam mattress pads. And then we could have sleepovers in the living room.
And that's where we can record.
Yeah.
The sound in there would be amazing.
Oh my God.
We
Now
just
we
have
now we
everything
have to
figured
renew
out.
our lease.
We must. We
Yeah.
shall. We got to plant the wildflowers. We got to have a big old garden. We're starting a commune, people here.
Yeah.
So
And then we could save up money and then buy our house and live together forever. As a double couple house
You and
living in our
me
sitcom.
together. I know. Kelly and Clint, if you're listening, you're more than welcome to stay.
They do
The
not want to
throuple.
stay.
Yeah. Oh, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I do
But
not blame
Y'all
them.
are welcome to. We'd love to have you in our weird fantasy.
Did we just start a cult?
I think we
I
did.
think we just started a cult.
We were joking before we left to record that we're going to be like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory's grandparents, like Haley and Tommy on one side of the bed and me and Alec on the other when we're old.
I love that so much. It'll take Tommy about 5 years to get there, and then we'll catch up with him at 40.
I feel like he's ready. He can start just like laying in the bed all the time before us and just get used to the bed.
Get
Like
used
I feel
to
like
the bed.
he's ready to like be a bedridden old person.
Get his
just not with
indent
us.
into the bed. Yeah.
And then we can just like sneak in one day while he's sleeping, and then he'll wake up and it's too late.
Too late, yeah, because we can't move out of the bed unless there's a chocolate factory to go to, which eventually there will be.
Eventually, I mean,
and obviously Alec is going to be the grandpa going with.
Oh, he would
We're
make
staying
such
home.
a good chocolate factory grandpa. What a weird fucking conversation.
I get that a lot.
Big Willy Wonka grandpa vibes.
Well, while we're saving up to buy our rented home, once we get to $30,000, we could also buy ourselves a gold thread bed for humans.
Okay.
Yeah, that's initially what this dog bed was. But then one customer was like, "Hey, can you make one for like custom for my dog too?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure." And they did that. And I was like, is there a reason other than being bougie to have a gold thread bed?
No, I think it's just to be bougie.
I looked and there, yeah, it is just to be bougie.
It's like when they put like gold leaf on food. Like there's
Yeah,
no reason for
why,
that
though?
gold to be on the ice cream, but it looks good.
And it
it's
costs
bougie.
so much. Gold
Yeah.
leaf is expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Versace. I don't know how to say it.
Versace. You gotta whisper it.
Versace. They make a pet bowl and it sells for $754. There's a picture.
reasonable.
Right, yeah.
I could buy that with what's in my bank account right now.
Right now.
Right
do
now,
it. Yeah.
before I have to pay rent tomorrow.
All of the cats are going to fight over who gets to eat out of that bowl.
Yeah.
So that's
I'd love it.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Can you describe it?
It looks like a china bowl.
Yeah, it looks like literally anything you could find in Goodwill or
Yeah.
an antique store, but it's actually probably real gold in some parts. I don't know.
Probably. It's like a black bowl with like gold ornamental designs.
Yeah, it's bougie. Just like a bottle of dog perfume costing $3,000.
Georgia needs that. She's fucking stanky.
She smells better than she has in the past, though. But sometimes
She smells awful.
worse.
She smells awful because she got fixed 2 weeks ago. So we haven't been able to give her a bath. And she fucking stinks. Like she is unbearable to be around.
Wow, I must just not be able to smell anything. And that's what makes me worried about how I smell. So I have to shower every day. I have no sense of smell. So
Just
to
in
be
case,
safe,
just in
yes.
No, but she's a stinky dog. And now she has to wear her cone for another week. So we can't bathe her for another week because her wound isn't healed.
What a trying time
I
for you
know.
all.
It's
in
really
poor
tough.
Georgia.
I know. I feel so bad for her.
Yeah, y'all need a bottle
3
of this.
weeks in a cone.
No, thank you.
No.
No, thank you. This perfume is a VIP Le Pooch. LESPOOCHS.
Sounds like
Le
Le
Pooch. It's derived from flower petals of the apparently super rare osmanthus flower, but I looked up the flower and Google immediately showed me on the map of Memphis like 5 places near me whose websites mentioned osmanthus flowers.
Maybe
Yeah.
they grow in Memphis.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be crazy.
We are the headquarters of Le Pooch.
Wow.
Maybe they'll give Georgia a discount.
Yeah, we just need to like start rubbing her with those flowers because man, I've never met such a stinky dog.
Woof. Yeah.
Woof.
Woof. If you guys do get married one day, you can join the masses and sign a pet prenup that are becoming more and more popular.
We've arranged who gets who.
Who gets who?
I
Please.
get the cats. Alec gets the dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, both cats. Okay.
Well, we can't separate Ghost and Ernie.
That's true.
They're bonded.
That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah. You conned Alec into adopting Ernie, though.
Ernie is technically adopted under my name, so if he tried to sue me for
That's
him,
true.
I'd win.
That's true. We should have known when we brought those dang cats home. They were
We
all
knew.
staying.
We knew.
We knew. Yeah. We knew. Okay, so you don't need a pet prenup, but if you think maybe you and your partner do, then fucking sign a pet prenup because you can decide who gets the kids and who gets the pets. I want the pets. Okay, this next one is crazy. And it's the whole reason I decided to do this topic. It's complete human projection. I would argue that it's not even pampering at all, but it was on a list of ways to pamper your pets. And I can't. In 1995, CTI Corporation invented something called nudicles. Do you want to guess what it is just by the name, or do you want me to keep going?
It's what Bruce Jenner wanted to get for their dog Brody when they needed to get him neutered in Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's like prosthetic balls for after you get your dog neutered.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Yeah.
And Kim Kardashian did that.
No,
yeah,
they did? Okay.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I remember watching that episode and being like, this is the craziest motherfucking thing. And by the way, I only called Bruce Jenner because that's what he was at the time of this episode. But yeah.
Yes, fake balls. Some people think that when their male pet is neutered, their self-esteem takes a drastic hit. So some motherfucker created a testicular implant for neutered pets. And yeah, Rocky did get nudicled.
Yeah, fuck it. It was Rocky. Brody is his son.
Wait, so he had the son and then he got nudicled. There's an order of operations here.
Right.
He doesn't want his son to know. There's a spokes dog for nudicles. His name is Humphrey. And get this, he has his own blog and it's called Humphrey Speaks. Like that book from The Satanic Panic, Michelle Remembers, or like Autism Speaks, Humphrey Speaks. Okay.
Oh my God.
It's all just propaganda as to why you should get nudicles. And I tried to limit a few, like just to get a line from the blog, but I just want to read you a few lines from the blog. Okay. This is from Humphrey, the spokes dog. I wondered why I felt better. This was after he had been like knocked out at the doctor and he was like waking up. I wondered why I felt better. I didn't have what Greg, his owner, called nasty male dog habits. And believe me, I had them all. One time I was in love with a female far away and I didn't even know her. I didn't like it because Greg said the last thing he didn't want was to pay puppy support. And nudicles solved that.
This is so fucking weird.
You see, had I tried to go visit my mystery female, I could have gotten lost, run over by a car, or even kidnapped. One thing that would have really chapped my bulldog butt was if I hadn't gotten nudicles. I wouldn't be Humphrey. The dogs would tease me on walks and call me Humfret.
Oh my God.
I maintained my natural look and wasn't turned into a eunuch.
A eunuch.
Eunuch, like some of the other dogs in the hood. It's kind of sad because their pets were too cheap to get them nudicles and didn't love them as much as Greg loves me.
Wow.
Yeah, it goes on.
That is
on.
some serious projection.
Yeah, no kidding. They promote huge sales and crazy numbers, but there's just no way. And also where they ship this stuff to you. It looks like, I don't know if you've glanced at the picture, but it looks like testicles, I guess, like kind of like kidney beans.
Yeah, they're just like little plastic testicle implants.
Yeah, but they ship them to you and then you have to
Like
take
them to the vet? That's weird. You'd think the vet would order them for you.
Yeah.
How is that sterile? I guess they probably come in a plastic bag and you don't open it.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's so
I don't know.
Fucking weird.
We'll have to DM Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, DM Kim. And also, like, I'm sorry if I, like, accidentally misgendered Caitlyn Jenner. I just, like, I don't want anyone to think that I did that. You know what I mean.
Yes, we understand.
Okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, sorry to, like, derail your very funny segment.
That whole time you're just like, oh my
I'm just
God.
like, oh no.
I mean, that's a very serious thing to take seriously. So I understand. Yeah.
But yeah, that was fucking crazy. That episode. Did you watch the episode?
No, I was laughing so hard when I saw that they actually did that.
It was insane. And like they had to have, like, the whole time you're watching and you're like, this is just a bit for TV. But then they actually got the dog the fucking implants.
Why though? For what purpose?
Again, like projection.
Total projection.
Like, I don't know.
And the whole time I tried to find evidence of like maybe it's like an IUD type thing. Maybe they have like hormones to help them feel like they no.
It's a breast implant for dogs,
your balls.
for your dog balls. Yeah, it's crazy.
It is so crazy.
Should be illegal.
It should be.
It should never have been thought of in the first place. Like, this is just so stupid.
Yeah, and
also, why do you want your dog to look like he's not fixed? Like, that's embarrassing to not have your dog fixed.
Yeah, that's like going out with a mask right now, at least for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want people to think that I'm unvaccinated and an anti-masker.
No. And like when Georgia wasn't fixed and in heat, like I just like she was clearly in heat and we were like walking her. I just wanted to like tell people like I'm not a bad dog owner. Like she's getting fixed next week.
Yes, I need you to know.
Yeah. Like if you can afford it and your dog's not fixed, you should probably fucking get them fixed.
Yeah. Fix it.
Yeah. Fix
it
yourself.
Check
and then
yourself.
fix your dog. Yeah.
Okay. This company also sells prosthetic eyes for pets.
Okay.
Which is
that
crazy to
sort
me.
of makes sense.
The dog doesn't need it though. If they
No,
get
the
injured
dog-
or born without eyes.
No, I definitely don't think it's like a great idea, but that makes more sense than the balls. Like just so like your dog isn't like scary like when you're walking it. You know, like you don't want people to be scared of your dog if it doesn't have eyes.
But
yeah, it's not beneficial to the dog though.
No.
like a human can say the eye feels comfortable in that position. The dog can't.
That's true.
Yeah, I say no.
Yeah.
They sell other stuff like getting stains from like the like teary-eyed dogs but those were the two big things, the nudicles and the prosthetic eyes. Okay. For the last part of this lesson here, I'm going to cover a few of the most pampered pets specifically.
Remember when you covered that guy's cat and he was like in love with his cat? Who was that? It was a night classy lesson and this guy was like in love with his cat and he like made his housekeeper like follow the cat all day and like write down everything she did in like a diary.
Oh, yeah, that's on here too. What lesson was that? Because I don't remember that, but that's Karl Lagerfeld.
Yeah.
The late Chanel head designer.
Yeah. You talked about him on a lesson.
I wonder what lesson that was. I literally don't remember that. That's
Write
so
in,
crazy.
guys. Write in, listeners. Let us
It like
know.
really stuck with me. It was one of the episodes we recorded in our loft.
Oh my gosh, I just blacked everything out from that. I just
Yeah, we were in like a heat stupor.
Yeah. And everything before I was diagnosed Adderall, like my brain is still kind of scattered and whatnot, but yeah, my pre-Adderall brain could not remember.
It's crazy. We're to the point where we're starting to forget our lessons.
I know.
Completely.
I wonder if one of us will ever go to research something and be like, oh, wait, did I already cover this?
I feel like probably not, but maybe.
And that's why We Drink did it. So
I feel like it's tougher when you like limit yourself to a genre. Like I feel like all true crime stories start to sound the same, or like all paranormal stories.
That's true.
But like we have such a range, but maybe. I mean, it's certainly possible. I'm not saying it's not possible.
If you're listening and you know when I talked about this cat situation, please, I'd love to know what my past self was doing.
Slide into the DMs.
Yeah, so you're talking about this guy, Karl Lagerfeld. He was cat sitting for this model, Baptiste Giabiconi, and he fell in love with this guy's cat. Very cute white Siamese cat. Its name was Chopette. I don't know. Choupette.
Haley, you literally taught this already.
I do not recall. So you already know everything. Yeah, it's a really spoiled cat. It has an iPad. It eats at the table with Carl. He refused to give the cat back after the model returned.
I know.
Well, some people didn't listen to that episode, so I'm going to repeat.
Some people did the research and ended up doing it twice.
That's so funny. Okay, yeah. Very spoiled cat. There's also Jason Biggs. He threw a bark mitzvah for his dog's 13th birthday. There's that picture right there. He's wearing a little...
That is so cute. It's a dog in a yarmulke.
I know. I feel like a dog's 13th birthday is something to celebrate whether you're Jewish or not.
Yeah.
Like, that's an old dog.
Absolutely.
Okay, there's also this black stray cat named Tomasino, and he went from rags to riches when this lady in Italy, Maria Assunta, brought him in. She just fell in love with him, and when she died, she left her $15.6 million estate to her true love, the rescued cat.
Aww.
Who saved who? The richest animal in the world is a German shepherd who inherited $140 million.
Oh my God.
He bought, or a group bought on his behalf, Madonna's old house.
What? The dog just lives there?
Yep. Yeah. And there's some other dogs that when their owner died, she was pretty old, but she got them as puppies and she died in her 90s. And she was like, I just want to make sure my pets can live in this house where they grew up. And she just arranged everything for them to be able to stay in the house like alone and have people like check in on them or something.
The best job in the world would be the person that just gets to live in that house taking care of a single dog.
Yeah.
Like,
keep the house, take care of the dogs.
How do I get that job?
You got to have connections.
Yeah, I guess so. But
I don't know where you get them from, but
I need some of those.
Yes, you do. Okay, I'm going to end on this last one. Paris Hilton's teacup chihuahua Tinkerbell was built a $325,000 custom doghouse.
Have you seen it? It's so
I
cute.
have. It's so cute. It's like pink and maybe has some Hello Kitty stuff in there or something. I can't remember. Yeah, she has an extensive wardrobe, including Chanel sweaters, Louis Vuitton puppy slippers, and her dog is a published author. Her book is called The Tinkerbell Hilton Diaries.
Aww.
My Life Tailing Paris Hilton.
Wait, is it a picture book?
No.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh,
yes.
no.
She ghost wrote it.
Wow, that's so funny. If it was a picture book, I was going to say you should get it for your class.
I'll look into it. I don't think it is, though. They didn't make it sound like it is. Either way, whether it's a picture book or not, we're reading it. Okay, I'm going to end on realistic ways to pamper your pet. You can make some homemade treats for your pet, put in some extra love if you're feeling a little homemaker-y. You can just play with them, make eye contact with them. That's always good.
You can look in their direction and give them food.
Meow back. Yeah. Continue to feed them. Take the cone off every once in a while. Scratch under the collar.
Our pets are mad at me because I was so tired this morning. I like a zombie gave them dry food when they're supposed to have wet food in the morning. Did you notice that?
No.
Oops.
I did not wake up until like 10, so.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to myself too right about now. F my past self. You could feed them wet food when they're supposed to get wet food, for example. And then also I found this cute thing. It's an activity mat for dogs. It just looks like a play mat for babies, but there's a picture of it. It just has a bunch of little like flaps and things you can like hide treats in. There's also like
a snuffle mat.
Yeah. Oh, well, aren't you the professional?
Yes, I am. I've thought about buying one of these for Georgia. Looked into it.
This is your sign. There you go. Well, that was my lesson. Let me cite my sources here. Wantasmile.com, 10 weird ways people spoil their pampered pets. People.com, pet surveys, which state has the most spoiled pets. TheRichest.com, expensive lifestyle, top 10 most outrageous things people do for their pets. Psychology Today, Nudicles.com, IncredibleThings.com, Pet Care X, 10 most jaw-dropping ways people pamper their pets, and Business Insider. That was my lesson on pampered pets.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Yours was amazing too.
Thank you for a funny time. This was a feel-good, funny lesson. We're so funny. Anyway, thank you guys for coming with us on this journey of delirium. We're going to go home and go to bed, but this was fun. Thank you for listening. If you liked this, please rate, review, and subscribe. Tell a friend, follow us on social media, and maybe even check out our Patreon. We just released our episode with Jawa. He's a Memphis comedian, and it was a really funny episode, so definitely check that out if you're a Patreon. Thank you so much. In 3, 2, 1, class dismissed.